Hello, tonight we're talking to Maggie Grayson of empowerfoods.com, and we're talking about nourishing our body with healthy GFree foods. Stay tuned. Hello, you're watching GFree and Happy, the live show that happens every Monday night at 7 p.m., 10 p.m. Eastern. And tonight's going to be a fun one. I've got Maggie Grayson on. She is a wife, mother, and everything. I mean, she's an amazing woman that's doing some great things with Empower Foods. I happen to love this photo. In fact, we'll probably show it a few times. That is the cutest photo ever. So this show starts every Monday night, and I'm your host, Kathy. I've been GFree for 4 years. 2009 is when I finally figured it out. I wish I would have figured it out earlier, and that's why I'm having this show, because I want to empower and tell people about the gluten-free lifestyle. I didn't know back in 2009. Actually, my husband said, hey, did you know you could be gluten-free after test after test? He worked with somebody. So I am thankful, and I want to spread the love. And that's why I started GFree and Happy. So here we go. So Maggie's going to be on in a couple minutes. I just wanted to say that I survived Thanksgiving. I hope all of you did. I did a little video today with my grandson because when Maggie sent, I got little food items in the mail, and we tried them. So I'll talk about those in a couple minutes. But so on my blog, gfreeandhappy.com, I've got my Thanksgiving lovely time. I mean, there's a picture of everything. Most of it. My husband was happy. My mother-in-law was happy. There's my mother-in-law, Mimi. And she didn't even notice that we had GFree stuffing. So I'm really happy. She said the texture was a little different, and there's my husband with a clean plate. That's what I like to see. Anyways, it was a fun night, and
it was wonderful.
Thank you, dear. My gravy was the best I've ever made. Actually, this was the best Thanksgiving dinner I had ever made. And I just wanted to say that it's not as hard as you think, doing the whole gluten-free thing. There's my meal right there. I did the yams and the mashed potatoes with gravy, the dressing, the cranberries, the whole bit. It was a fun night, but next year, I already told my daughter she's going to cook. I might help, but that's about it. So since we did the Thanksgiving thing, let's get started with Maggie and start talking about why I have her. Hello, Maggie.
Hi, Kathy. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
We're doing great.
The reason why I have Maggie on tonight, and thank you so much for being a part of the show, is to educate, like I said, GFree, the GFree lifestyle and community, and get it out there. But also, I've been having some issues. I have sinus problems right now. I have chronic sinus infections, and I think it has to do with nourishing my body after really hurting it for years, not knowing what was going on. So Maggie has all like whole foods that are really good for you. In fact, let me put her website up there. It's empowerfoods.com. Please check it out. She's got amazing products. But she is all about feeding her family the right foods, and not a lot of ingredients, where if you look at the GFree products, and I have a bunch on the back shelf, they're kind of filled with, I don't even know what all of them are. A lot of flours, a lot of fillers. So it's nice to hear, and that's what my December shows will be a lot about, is whole kind of foods or immune system boosters, whatever I can do to help me get nutritional value. So Maggie, you want to tell me a little bit about yourself and how you got started with this?
Sure. Well, I've always had a passion for health and fitness. I had my master's degree in exercise physiology, became a personal trainer, owned a stroller strides franchise here in Texas after I had my children. And after my first son was born, we realized, okay, well, we only want to feed him healthy, organic food. And so then we were wondering, well, why aren't we eating organic food? So we started eating organic food. So our journey to becoming gluten-free and really grain-free started back when my son was born. And it's been a slow process, just slowly substituting organic foods and then more and more vegetables and less processed foods, because like you were talking about, you can still eat gluten-free but still eat processed foods, which might be less nutritious for you. So this Empower Foods really came out of a necessity. For busy moms, busy families, I want prepared foods that are easy to take and feed my kids on the go and put in their lunch boxes, but that aren't filled with just fillers and gluten-free flours, tapioca starch, things like that. I just wanted nutrient-dense whole foods that my 6-year-old could read the label on. So it was kind of born out of necessity, and to help friends and other moms with a need that I also felt there was an opening for.
And it's funny you should say those flowers. I had never heard of those flowers before when I first started reading all the labels, because one of the things you have to do when you're GFree is you have to learn to read all those labels. And it could go on, and my eyesight hasn't been the same since because of the lighting in the grocery store too. But it has a lot of things. I don't even know that gum. What is that? Gum thing?
Xanthan gum.
Yes, I don't
gum.
bake.
I was going to say that's not a terrible thing, and it's usually used in very small amounts. It's kind of a binder like you would use cornstarch for or something.
Well, I learned something.
Yeah, but a lot of those things you could still substitute it with other natural products. So that's why we try to keep we promise to keep all of the ingredients in our foods whole, where we would be able to say, there's almonds, cashews, almond butter, coconut oil. I mean, it would all be things that have one ingredient in my kitchen, and then I take multiple one ingredient items and throw them all together. So that's the basis of how we want to prepare our foods. Lots of one ingredient items that we put together, nothing that's got multiple ingredients in it.
Well, let's talk about, I have more questions, of course, but I want to show, Maggie was very nice and sent me this beautiful little Nutella, and it has, look at the ingredients right there. That's all it is. And I like the label. Very nice. And where's the little card? Hold on. Yeah, here it is. This gets paper clip to your items too, and this is just darling, and it's really cute. It makes it sound pretty homemade, but this is amazing. This is so yummy. But I had my grandson on GFreeandHappy.com. He's on a video that my daughter videotaped while we ate this. Now, this is just one ingredient. It's pineapple. And yum. It is. I don't want to make it fall out because I still want to eat it tonight. He had a ball eating this. He thought it was like candy. It's so good.
Yeah, that's what my kids think. I actually have some, and they think it tastes like gummy bears or Sour Patch Kids or Now and Later, something that their friends would want them to eat, and so we substitute. I traded my kids out pineapple jerky for their Halloween candy, so they still got the chewiness and they're super sweet, but none of the artificial ingredients. So
very nice.
Yeah, and I do have a Nutella with me.
I ate the one that was I ate the one that was opened, and I haven't opened this one yet.
And I was going to say, and it just
get it closer.
Yes, there we go. So you can see all the nuts and seeds and the raisins and everything in there. And
you can really taste the almond butter and the coconut. Yeah, hold it up one more time.
Sure.
Right up to the camera. Yum.
Yeah. And super easy on the go. You do want to keep them refrigerated, though, because you mentioned the coconut oil. Since they're held together with coconut oil, it is naturally a liquid. I believe it's around 70 degrees.
Oh, so that's why you have to refrigerate these. There's a lot of small businesses starting this kind of, the whole natural foods, but you have to refrigerate them. And we're not used to that kind of stuff. So that's why.
Yes. I was going to say, and for them, it's so you hold it together. The Nutola bar will kind of crumble. It'll break apart a little bit. And it's great on top of yogurt if you keep it at room temperature. But if you want it to be solid and be able to just take bites of it like a bar, then you'll want to keep it in the refrigerator or the freezer.
Oh my goodness. And then this one, I took a picture of this one that's on the screen. Maggie can't see it, but that was my bar that I opened today. And like I said, it's gone. It's no longer here, my daughter and I. And those are the cookies. Oh, look at how yummy those look. I'm showing a picture, Maggie.
Okay.
There's one, the beef jerky too. It's in the back screen. She has a grass-fed beef jerky that looks really good too. There it is on the screen.
I want some of that.
I know. We'll have to order some.
And I was going to say that for me is a big one. My kids have been eating beef jerky since before they had teeth because it's really great for them to gnaw on, and they get the good fats and the flavors out of it. And there was nothing on the market that I would feel comfortable giving them because it was full of, even the organic ones that I found were still full of sugar. And I was thinking to myself, well, I don't need my meat to be sweet. So that's where we came. We found a great supplier, very local here in Texas, to supply us grass-fed beef, grass-fed pastured beef. And all we do is we add five or six organic spices to it and dehydrate it, and that's it. So
really?
Something that we can really feel good about putting in our bodies. It's salt and pepper, garlic, cumin, and chili powder, and that's it. So no monosodium glutamate, which you'll find nobody will proudly put MSG on their ingredients of beef jerky, but if you look, you'll see monosodium glutamate, or you'll see high fructose corn syrup or corn solids that are added to beef when really it just needs to be beef and maybe some spices.
Very good. And we were thinking today, too, that these are my packages I'm showing now that I had in the mail from Maggie. And that's how she ships them in this priority mail. It's very easy and really nicely packaged, too, with the label and everything. And yum. One of the things, now I lost track. Hold on. All these products, the next question I want to ask you is all these products are in, or all these ingredients are in the gluten-free products that we buy off the shelf. And we were talking about some of the things earlier, but the calories and stuff, do you know why there's so much calories in with these products that are on my shelf or that are in the stores, and they're in the freezer a lot too, like the breads? Why? Do you have an idea of why this is happening?
Chances are the more calories per serving you're going to find in the gluten-free products is because it's going to be more nutrient dense. I can't speak for all the products that are on your shelf. You'll have to like you said, go over the label and make sure that you know what each ingredient is and what it's even used for. I know specifically in our products, they are higher in calories, higher in fat, higher in protein, higher in fiber, all the things that you want to get in your diet, but it's because they're nutrient dense. So that small Nutola bar or puck or whatever, the little muffin, that is, just laden with all wonderful vitamins and minerals and fat, protein, carbohydrates that are perfect for your body. They haven't been processed at all. The honey that we use is raw. It's scraped right off the hive and then put in a bottle. So the reason that it's so nutrient dense is because it hasn't been processed. The nutrients haven't been taken out of it. Fat is very nutrient dense, so you'll get 9 calories per gram of fat, where if you've got something that's low fat or fat free, it's going to be a lot less calories because it doesn't have that essential fat in it that our brains and our bodies need to function every day. So a lot of times when you take the gluten out, you're going to get some more nutrient-dense foods. But like I said, that you're going to have to read the labels because I can't speak for all products, but for our own, that's why it's so nutrient-dense.
Yes, and your nutrients are so much better for your body. So that's wonderful that you're doing this. So let's talk about your products. You have 5 right now, and we're going to add some more.
Yes. Yes. So we started out with the Natola bar, and they literally started in a bar shape, similar to any of the other bars that you can get on the grocery store shelves. And quickly after our first week of being opened, we found out that they don't ship very well. So I was tasked with trying to figure out how to maintain the integrity of the Natola without while changing the shape. So I figured out that if I could smush them into cupcake liner, that I don't have to cut them, which then makes them susceptible to breaking because there's big chunks of nuts and raisins and things in there. And if you're not cutting around the nuts, sometimes it breaks, the bar in half or something like that. So our Natola was our first product. My friend fell in love with it and asked, oh, can we have some more? And I found out that, man, I was cooking more for them than I was for me. So I was like, okay, this is something that I need to have out there so that other people can try. So the Natola was our first product. And from there, we decided to turn that into a cookie. And my middle son goes to a preschool, and over Halloween they were going to bake cookies together as one of their activities. And of course, he couldn't have the traditional cookies they were making, so we came up with a recipe for them to be able to use almond flour and make his own cookies. So we turned our Natola bars into Natola cookies. So basically we use almond flour, some honey, some coconut oil, some baking soda, and a little bit of salt for our dough. And then we mix in our nut and seed mixture that we use in our Natola bars. So we went from Natola bars to Natola cookies. And from there we decided that, okay, there's lots more things that we're feeding our families that, similar families want, and there are people out there that deserve food that's not laden with chemicals. So that's when we came up with the pineapple jerky and our grass-fed beef jerky as well.
The cookies too, you got that because you had to do this for your kids. So your kids have inspired everything, like you said at the beginning.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
That's just, I'm showing the picture again. It's so cute of you guys in the truck. I don't, who did that photo? Because it's really cute.
Chunky Monkey Photography.
I love that name.
She's based here in Texas.
That's a good photo. All right, so the next part of your business, what are you thinking of adding next?
Well, I've been very, very blessed to be able to work with lots of members of my family. So my husband is an integral part of the business. My mom and my dad now are both integral parts of the business.
Love it.
So, yeah, it's been empowering for all of us to feel like, okay, this is how we're gonna change the world, and we're gonna empower people to care about what they're feeding themselves and their families. So we've been working and thinking about some product line designs, and all the nuts that we use in our Natola bars and our cookies have all been soaked and then dehydrated, and basically we turn them into what are called crispy nuts. And they, what happens is the phytic acid that's in them, it gets broken down after you soak them and dehydrate them at a low temperature, and it also makes the nutrients in the nuts more readily available for your body to use. So you're going to use more of them instead of just passing them through your digestive system. So all the nuts that we use are really, and we meaning I did until just recently, my dad's taken over that position of taking care of preparing all of the nuts. And so we're really...
Isn't that cute? Your dad is taking care of the nuts.
Yes. He's our nut man.
The nut man, yes.
We shipped him his own Excalibur dehydrator, and all of the organic nuts that we buy from a farmer in California were shipped across the country to New York, where my dad's been diligently working for the past week to get them ready for... they're actually on their way back to Texas now, so I can use them in all of our recipes. So we're going to come out with a line of flavored dehydrated almonds, cashews.
Ooh, that's different. Has anybody ever done that before?
There's lots of roasted, salted, flavored different kinds of nuts on the market, but I haven't been able to find any in big box retailers that have been soaked and then dehydrated. So nobody's taken that extra step to make sure that your body can really use everything that you're eating. So I think that we would be pioneers in the way of making crispy nuts in different flavors, still with all natural ingredients and no added or artificial flavors or sweeteners or preservatives or anything like that. So we're going to start trialing some flavors next month.
So what do you do? You do this on a Friday night? You check out, you do like a party for tasting and new ingredients, or how does that work with your family?
Oh, I wish it was that that involved. It really, what it comes down to is, oh, look, Mommy made something new, and like, how long does it last in the house? If it doesn't last very long, we know it's a winner. If it sits around for a couple days, we know Mommy needs to try a new recipe.
Good test, yes.
Yeah.
Now, you were saying that your mom works with you too. What does she do in the business?
Yeah. Well, she has kind of set free her artistic side, and she takes care of the eye doodles, is what we call them, and they're included in each and every order. So part of Empower Foods is not just empowering you with food, but also empowering you to live your best life and know that you have control over your destiny and how you want your life to be. And so what we've done is, and that's what is paper clips on each one of the orders, is it's a quote, a phrase, a saying, something that we find to be empowering, that my mom then uses her creativity, her markers, her pencils, her crayons, and will doodle on it and really make it a little piece of artwork that you can keep in your car to remind you that you are in control of your future, to put on your bathroom mirror. And so she takes care of all the eye doodles. So each one is completely individual. It's a work of art in itself, and you'll never find two that are exactly the same. And so we want people to look forward to getting those in their orders and collecting them, putting them in their kids' lunch boxes, sharing them with your spouse, or even leaving them on the grocery store shelf for someone to find and for you to make their day.
That is so sweet. That is unique, too. It's
Yes.
very nice. And so, okay, were there any other products you're coming out with soon?
Nothing that we are 100% certain on. We have really big goals for the future, and right now it's just a matter of tempering it and making it totally feasible to do in our home while I'm still a mom of three. I have a 6-year-old in first grade, a 4-year-old in preschool, and a 20, I think when you get to your third child, I forget how old she is. She's 20 months old.
I don't know. I never had one. I kudos to anybody that has 3 kids.
Yes. So
or more.
We just have to figure out what's going to work so we can still do everything out of our home, and it won't take me away from our family, because we want this to really include our family and help us grow and empower the world around us.
Well, that is just very nice.
Thank you.
It's been fun interviewing you. I wanted to give you a shout out to your husband too. My husband's sitting here. We're a family owned business. Your husband is in the kitchen with you. He's doing the lighting and stuff for you and watching you.
Yes. So he actually, I'll tattle on him. He retired to the bedroom a few minutes ago to watch. But he was cleaning up and working diligently up until the moment that we started the interview. So he was putting all the stuff in the dishwasher, because this is our prime time to get work done after the kids go to bed and before bedtime for us. So
wow, what a night of fun!
Yeah,
that sounds like ours, though. It's not cooking.
The only quality time we have together is baking all the Empower Foods that will go out the next day.
Now, this is the kind of stories, and I'm a web hoster, ovaleye.com hosts websites, so I'm not only involved with this show with Maggie, but I also host her website, and I'm very proud of my client, Maggie Grayson, for stepping out of her comfort zone and really pushing the limits of a mother of 3 and creating this wonderful business.
Thank you.
And I will be ordering. And stocking stuffers, Hostess gifts, anything for the holidays that you can give your GFree cousin, friend, wife. Hello, wife. Wife would like some stocking stuffers. But Empower Foods, check them out. They're just starting out, so please help them out and start ordering some of those yummy foods. And before we leave, or before you leave, you want to tell us where we can find you?
Sure. You can order online. Everything's automated. It's www.m, just the letter M, POWER, foods, FOODS.com. We're also on Facebook, /Empower Foods. And I give you my Twitter, but I'm going to be totally honest with that.
I'll tell them.
Okay.
It's
Push to the side a little bit.
Empower Foods. That's it. Easy. Awesome. Yes. Yes, you need to. I tweeted you a lot today, but with 3 kids and a business, I could see why you don't look at it very often.
I do get Facebook. Facebook, I've got under control. I'm still working on Twitter.
Hey, that's one step at a time. Thank you, Maggie. I appreciate it. I know it's late and you need to get to work.
Yes, thank you so much for your time, Kathy. I appreciate it.
And you can see her on an episode very soon. It'll be on YouTube and iTunes starting tomorrow, Tuesday. What's the date today? November 26th. So on the 27th, this video will be available. I am so happy that I'm able to do this every Monday night. Please visit gfreeandhappy.com. But next week, going with this theme of really figuring out how to be healthy doing the gluten-free diet, not only just because you took out that gluten, you want to know more. So next week I have, and I'm going to get her up here, Sophie. Sophie has philosophy. It's the cutest website ever. It's all about immune boosters and cleanses, recipes, superfoods. She has a few stars she does for customers, and it's going to be a great time to talk to her. It's Sophie Jaffe, and we'll be talking to her next week. So this is Kathy. Thank you again for tuning in to GFree and Happy.